What's up YouTube, I'm Mike, and today I want to shoot a quick video going over a body scan that I recently got done. I have been putting this off, I got a new mic. I've been putting this off for a very long time, and I cannot tell you how much I regret it. I really wish I had done this sooner. The scan is by InBody. And so we're going to go over those details real quickly and then kind of talk about some of the ramifications of it. On the dashboard view that you can see there, you can see my total body weight was 188.2 pounds. I had this scan done first thing in the morning, so it's on the lighter end of what I'm going to be weighing. 99.2 pounds of skeletal muscle mass and 9.4% body fat. If you guys have been following any of my previous videos, you know that I have not been cutting. I have been eating whatever and anything I want because I've just been in this resting cruise phase. So my daily caloric intake includes, on average, 10 to 12 Miss Baird's powdered sugar donuts, which I consume at night when I wake up in the middle of the night. I usually have 2 or 3 servings of Twizzlers while I'm watching TV with my wife. And I drink lots of sodas throughout the day, Dr. Peppers and Squirts, usually some 7-Up, and I might have 6 of those or more a day. So this really drives home the point that I made in the previous video. It does not matter what you eat. People think just because you eat candy and sugar and shit that you're gonna fucking blow up. Obviously, that's not the case because I have sub 10% body fat eating all that trash. All that matters is calories in, calories out. Now, I'm almost certainly micronutrient deficient because I have not been taking my multivitamin, and I'm clearly getting too many calories from carbohydrates that are made up of shit sources like fucking Twizzlers and donuts. So I definitely am probably not optimally nutritioned at this point, but I'm also not obese, eating whatever I want. So there you have it, guys. I mean, the numbers don't fucking lie. I eat like shit and I have sub 10% body fat. So going into the detail report, this picture on your screen shows the body score at 98 points and the lean body mass showing that I have above average muscle distribution all over my body, with my legs being the weakest point. If you were going to compare them evenly, my arms are slightly bigger than my trunk. My legs are slightly smaller than both of those, which is not surprising. I hit all my other body part. Well, I do legs once a week, and I don't focus, a lot of people do 2 leg days, like a quad focus day and a ham focus day. I just have not focused it. I hit them every week, but I'm not ever likely going to be Jay Cutler, right? So I'm never going to be on an open bodybuilding stage as much as I would like to, and so I don't focus legs that hard, and that's reflected in these numbers. You can see the skeletal muscle to fat analysis creates what they call a D curve, where my weight is lower than the skeletal muscle mass and then the body fat percentage. So it makes this like little D shape, which is explained in this little writing here. One thing you can see here from the obesity analysis is that my BMI is rather high. So I'm definitely overweight. I'm 3 points from being considered obese. And this is why BMI is not a good indicator for bodybuilders, because your BMI is typically going to be high. I have a 27 BMI, but 9.4% body fat with a level 2 visceral fat level. So there's little to no fat on my frame, and yet I have an above normal BMI. The unfortunate thing about that, my wife was telling me the other day that she thinks that insurance companies base life insurance and like your coverages and stuff based on things like BMI, and that it doesn't matter that it's all muscle, because a lot of people, and there's some data to back this up, feel that it doesn't really matter. If you're overweight, it doesn't matter whether that's fat or muscle, you're still unnecessarily straining the body, and that could lead to health problems. So then you see below that the body water analysis chart. And when I was looking at this, I was like, oh shit, I'm carrying too much water. But then you look at the ECW ratio, and that is just into the average marker. So if you read through all the details, we won't waste time going here. This shows that I'm not retaining water. I don't have any edema, which would be signs of a heart condition, kidney problems, or not managing estrogen, for example, and allowing yourself to be a little bit bloated. So what we see on my frame, this dry vascular look, is backed up by the numbers from the scan. Then you see just below that comprehensive analysis, my basal metabolic rate is 2,041 calories a day. So I'm burning 2,000 calories. That's at rest, excuse me. If I lay in bed all day, I'm gonna burn 2,000 calories. I lift for an hour and a half to 2 hours a day, 5 days a week. So you can imagine that my actual daily caloric burn is much higher, which is likely why I'm able to get away with eating all of that fucking trash. Because I have a lot more calories maybe than someone who's sedentary to work with. When you carry a lot of muscle on your frame, that burns more calories. And then when you're active, obviously that adds to it. So I'm able to get away with eating a lot of shit because my body's burning a lot of calories. So if we go back to the top, we can look at the fat analysis. Just shows that I carry the majority of my fat is carried around my trunk, which has definitely been proven out in all of my bodybuilding pictures. I can go from sub 10% body fat up to 15% body fat and almost always still see visible abs, maybe even going higher, 17% body fat, because the majority of my body fat gets deposited around my lower back, love handles, and into the top of my ass, which is again indicated here. I carry little to no body fat on my arms and shoulders, which is evidenced in every picture I've ever taken. You can see veins on my body year round unless I get very bloated, and then more body fat in the legs than the arms. Again, we get the D curve with the skeletal muscle fat analysis, and all the rest of this is the same. If we go into the detailed view, I'm not going to spend a lot of time with this. I'll put it up on the screen if somebody wants to screen cap it and read it for their own information. It says basically all the same things. It gives you a breakdown of how your total weight is distributed between body fat mass, dry lean mass, etc. You get the D curve again, your BMI, and then how the muscle is distributed about the body, and then the language on the right explains what each of those groups means. So what I did after I got the scan done is I used the app here and I set up a diet. I had it tell me what I would need to eat in order to gain 10 pounds from where I'm currently sitting, and I was fucking blown away with the results. This is what it recommended. 645 grams of carbs per day, 219 grams of protein, 127 grams of fat for a total caloric intake of 4,600 calories. And that's for me to gain 10 fucking pounds. That is almost certainly why my previous bulk did not go as planned. I tried to do a less is more bulk using a lower amount of total androgens to see if I could grow without straining my body. And I can tell you right now, there's very little chance I was hitting these numbers on a consistent basis. So my body's definitely burning more calories than I realize, and it's going to require substantially more eating if I'm ever going to reach my body mass goals. So that's something I'm gonna have to look very closely at when I go into my next bulk. The thing that I'm loving the most about this scan is this skeletal muscle mass number. One of the things that's so difficult about blasting and cruising, you go on a bulk, your body mass starts going up, and if you're like me, sometimes it's very hard to tell where that weight is going. I gain 12 pounds, my abs don't change much, so I go, fuck, it's all muscle. Then I find out I'm fat as fuck in my ass and my lower back. I say fat as fuck. I mean, that's where the new weight is going, and so it's harder for me to be able to perceive it, to see it, and know how to adjust my androgens, my calories. And so if I had had these numbers from the beginning, it would have been much better for all of us to be able to compare my cycles. So I could have showed you at the beginning of my test only 500 milligram cycle, what was my skeletal body mass and where did it finish? How much total fat did I carry on my frame? Where did it finish? According to these numbers, my total body fat mass number is 17.6 pounds. That's it. I have 17.6 pounds of muscle of fat on my entire frame. So if you have not gotten a scan, definitely run out today and get one done. I really wish I had listened to my buddy a long time ago. Thank you, David. I don't know if he wants me to give him a full shout out, but if he happens to be watching, David, thank you very much for staying on me and making sure I got this done. I really wish I had done it sooner. If you guys are in the start of a new bulk, or if you're just getting into bodybuilding, go get the scan today so that you can get the most out of your bulks, your cruises, your cycles, whatever you're doing. If you're natty or not, doesn't matter. Get a scan so that you can have something to track your progress with, outside of pictures, which really just don't always do a good job of showing it. So there you have it. One thing that I will say in closing, I finally also went out and got my blood work done. So at the end of week 7 of this cruise, on 50 milligrams of Tren, 200 milligrams of Test E. Following a 18-week blast with Tren, we're finally going to see what effects it has had on all of my biomarkers. I got the full smorgasbord pulled. We're going to see progesterone, prolactin, E2, testosterone, metabolic panel, CBC, differential platelets, all that shit. So I'm really curious to see where those liver enzymes lie, where those lipids lie, and see if I can get control of my blood pressure. My blood pressure was trending up close to 160 over fucking 70. I've gotten that down to about 140 over 70. So we're trending in a positive direction, but we're not there yet. So as soon as that data comes back, I will be sure to make a follow-up video because I know many of you have been patiently awaiting those numbers. So there you have it. Go get a body scan. Calories in, calories out. Eat Twizzlers and drink Dr. Peppers, and you will be just as lean as I am. Hopefully this has been informative. Hopefully it's been entertaining, and we will see you on the next one.